Yo, what is good guys? It's your boy Woods back with a new video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going over the best trio landing spots that you guys and your trios can be landing at. So anyways, before we get into the video, I'd just like to say I'm an actual tip YouTuber for Fortnite, so please subscribe. It would mean a lot if you are new and you want to get better at Fortnite. So if you do subscribe, make sure to put notifications on so you get notified with a new... Come on guys, help me out and subscribe. I'm almost at 80,000 subscribers. Please help me out. Also, go down to the comments and comment an OG landing spot that you guys miss. Also, drop a like on the video. It helps me get to recommend it. Like, legit, it only takes you like 1 second to like it. So go help me out and like it, please. Alright, so coming into our first landing spot is actually down the rig near the bottom of the map. Now this landing spot is actually super good and it has a load of slurp barrels for you and your trio to actually go ahead and pick up and go ahead and save yourself some shield. Now the reason why this spot is very overpowered in my opinion, as it leaves yourself with a bunch of minis and big pots to use late game in those late game scenarios. So you can go ahead and if you find any minis or slurps or anything like that during the actual match, save them and then mine up some of the slurp barrels that you'll see later on the spot. But anyways, moving around this spot, I would suggest that one person lands at this main rig sort of place and then someone lands on the off sort of island to the side of it, and then someone else can land and start doing some fishing, because there's also a bunch of fishing holes around here which is super useful for you and your team to go ahead and get up, because I know a lot of late people like to do late game plays with floppers in the storm, so that's definitely going to be very successful in helping you out with that. Unfortunately here, as you can see, I started to miss a chest, so definitely make sure you do not miss this chest right on the edge up here. I actually dropped down and didn't realize it was above me. But yeah, make sure you go ahead and get this one. It's actually a sneaky one on the side of the little rig here. But anyways, once you get this one here, you can go ahead and make your way down to the other side of this little rig factory bit here. There's like a secondary house that actually contains this little slurp fish in the fridge, so you can go ahead and make sure you get that. So it'll actually give you some floppers maybe, or even a slurp fish. Also, you can get the apples and bananas from that little box there. Moving on though to the second location in the area. This is where your teammate might want to land at, because there's actually another little slurp fish fridge. And then from there, you can go ahead and mine up and get yourself all the mats and materials, because there's actually a nice little metal storage there and a bunch of flames you can actually throw at someone. So if you find anyone here, you can actually throw one of these propane tanks at someone and maybe even cause a fire with it. Moving on though, use your fishing rod, and I would actually suggest getting a fishing rod earlier on, so then you can go ahead and fish yourself up some fishes, because there's around 3 different flopper locations, and each of them can go ahead and give you 2 each. That's like 6 floppers in total. Moving on though, you can get a little mystery chest though, which is even better, because it can usually result in a good scar or a very good orb or something like that. Anyways, moving on, as you can see here, there's these slurp barrel things, and you want to go ahead and mine one of these, because I'll actually give you so much slurp at the same time, and I'll definitely recommend using those rather than wasting your time on all these little small barrels. But in case you get shot at, maybe if you're fighting someone here, which I highly doubt, because it's actually a very unknown location, then yeah, you could go ahead and replenish your health and shield with those little smaller barrels. Then move your way up here to the top of the propeller, and there's also another chest you can go ahead and grab up here. And then from here, I'll actually go ahead and suggest looking around for the floppers. Alright, so coming in with the second location is actually this colossal stadium, I like to call it. And now what actually is this main island with this Colosseum thing on, and then it has a second island off to the side, and then it also has a boat in between. And now how I would suggest is maybe have 2 people land at this main island that I'm landing on currently, because it actually has a lot of chests around it, and then have another person land on the boat and then go loot the smaller island to the side. But as you can see here, there is some chests tucked away under 7 places, so definitely make sure you're following my looting route for the most maximum efficiency. And yeah, once you go ahead and mine up all of these, make sure you go ahead and head to the island straight away afterwards, because there will be another bunch of floppers off the side of the island, and there'll even be a little secondary spawn that actually has a bunch of chests on it too, and there's even a whirlpool that will allow you to go ahead and transport to zone for very easy access. So I definitely recommend landing at this spot if you want to go ahead and get to zone very fast, as it actually has one of the biggest whirlpools next to it, so you can go ahead and definitely hop in that. As you can see here though, you want to go ahead and swim all the way over to the island or the boat, and when you get to the boat, you want to go ahead and mine yourself up the actual chest, because there will be a nice chest in the downstairs in the ghost location it's called. And yeah, you can go ahead and make sure you get yourself some fishing rods right there, so you can go ahead and get up to your fish game, because there'll be a bunch of floppers around this location. As you can see, there wasn't too many when I went there, but on the actual lootlake.info, it shows that actually there can be sometimes up to 5 locations that spawn around here, so I definitely recommend you go ahead and cop some of this up for your trio. As you can see here though, you want to go ahead and make sure you get that chest in the secondary island over here. It'll be super useful, and it has a bunch of mats stored in this sort of place. Moving on to the third spot though is actually the lighthouse spot, and now this lighthouse spot actually has 3 new locations with this with the water levels going down. And now we can go ahead and do is one person lands at the house, one person lands at the lighthouse, and then one person can land at this shark that's starting to emerge, and then also there's like a secondary island next to the shark that someone can land at. Now why I suggest 2 people land on this island here is because there's so many chests covering these 2 spaces, and And then once you go ahead and loot this, the person that loots the lighthouse, a little tip for them, is just to mine the bottom of the whole lighthouse, and all the loot will just come flying down. Don't worry, you won't lose any loot. It will just all come down to you, and it should be way easier for you to go ahead and slurp it all up and then get your loot going. As you can see here, I got a generous amount of loot from this, and it definitely set me up for late game. Moving on though, you can see there is a bunch of flopper locations around the island. Unfortunately, I couldn't spot any. There is usually one right there moving around the island. There's also another one right here. However, unfortunately, it just didn't spawn for me. You sometimes can get unlucky, and sometimes you can get super lucky where they all spawn, and you can have like around 6 locations just around this island. However, it gets even better than that, because over at the shark location, there's actually around 10 different flopper locations, along with another 2 around this smaller island that I'm moving to right now. Now, this smaller island is super useful if there is any sharks around, because the sharks can't actually get onto this water here, as I will die, obviously. So yeah, you can go ahead and shoot at them, get a free loot from a shark if they are looking very tasty. You can go ahead and slurp them bad boys up. But yeah, you get 1 chest on this island, so it's not too crazy. But yeah, when you want to go ahead and loot this up, you want to move over to the little shark location, and it'll actually have 1 more chest. However, the more important factor of it is it actually has a bunch of floppers. So you definitely need to go ahead and bring your fishing rod to this location, so you can go ahead and get all the floppers in this location, because there's going to be so many. It's unbelievable. There's around 10. However, unfortunately, once again, for some reason, they just didn't spawn in for me. But I'm sure when you and your trio land here, I'm sure you're about to slurp them all up and get some really amazing loot. Anyways, moving on with the number 4 location. As you can see, it actually this booger location that he used in the FNCS, I believe it was. I actually got corrected from last video, so thank you. Someone said that he didn't use it in the World Cup, so yeah, my bad about that one. But anyways, moving on, as you can see here, it actually has a total of 10 chests in this location. However, down on the actual ocean beside it is actually another spot you guys need to be landing at too with it. So basically, what I would recommend is 1 person lands at this spot on top of the island, gets all this stuff on the top of the mountain, and then the other 2 people land on the side and the ocean, where there should be a bunch of floppers and a couple more chests you guys can slurp up. Now, I'm making sure that I've dedicated this video to trios, obviously, so yeah, this is why I'm planning out for you guys, that some of you can land up here, and then 2 maybe can land on the bottom, or, you know, you guys can mix it up and just see whatever your trio prefers. Then, anyways, once you've looted the mountain, you're going to go ahead and drop down the side of it, as there will be a further chest down here. I actually miss it, but I'll come back to that just in a minute later on, after I loot back and go around. But as you can see here, once you drop down, there will be this location down here that is super nice, and it has lots of loot around here. You can actually see there was a bunch of flopper locations around here, and there's actually this underwater location that actually has this chest on it right at the top, and you go and build up here and get a free chest like that. Then, as the only other chest for this location, the other house over there doesn't actually include a chest. Well, it says on Loot Lake Info at least. But yeah, there's a bunch of flopper locations. However, I definitely recommend you can go loot that house possibly, because I'm sure it'll probably give you a lot of floor loot that would be useful. However, yeah, it just doesn't have any chests in it. So yeah, it might not land at that spot and might not focus out exactly. But yeah, this is the other chest location over here under the tent. Boom, boom, boom. Got all your chests, and you're chilling, you're vibing, and now you're good to go. Moving on to number 5 though, this is the 5th spot. This is actually my personal favorite and why I used to land in arena trios. So as you can see here, there's actually a total of like 12 chests here and a bunch of actual slurp barrels. It wasn't on the little image there, but there's around 15 slurp barrels. So when you land at this location, definitely make sure that you have your team with you when you're destroying these loot barrels, slurp barrels, because you'll actually be able to save yourself a lot of shield. And the reason why I actually recommend this and kept this in number 1 spot today is because the fact that actually the water levels have gone down recently, exposing a bit more loot in this area. And I don't think many people actually know this in the current state of Fortnite. I don't think many people actually know that the loot, the levels have actually dropped in this location. So there's actually more loot that you can get to now. I wasn't actually going to include this one, but I had to because the loot levels have increased because the water levels have decreased. Bit of a tongue twister, but hey, moving on. As you can see, there's a bunch of houses you can move around here, and there's actually another flopper location in here, boys. So don't worry, this spot has got you covered. It's got slurp barrels, a bunch of chests, and it's got floppers. So this is definitely one of the best locations in the game currently. I would recommend it if you're trying to get those arena points. But yeah, moving on, as you can see around here, there's so many chests and loot locations on the floor now getting exposed from the water levels dropping. This was all not even a thing earlier in the part of the season because so many people actually weren't able to access any of the loot because the water levels were so high. But yeah, as you can see, there's literally so many chests around here, and there's even one exposed down here. So make sure you get the one downstairs, as that wasn't actually there last time when the water levels haven't dropped yet. So that exposed an extra chest, so you can go ahead and cop. Then also there was an extra chest in this house that's been added recently because of the water levels, so you go and slurp that bad boy up, and a bunch of ammo chests as well, ammo crates, making sure it's very important. Moving over here to the lighthouse now, there's actually another one in this little lighthouse thing, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's also one more in the actual house over here. But yeah, guys, it's pretty much been it for today's video. If you are still watching, make sure to drop a like and subscribe on the video, because it means you have clearly enjoyed it and you want to get better at Fortnite. Then make sure to subscribe with those notifications so you don't ever miss anything else. And other than that, guys, check out another video on my channel. I'd really appreciate it.